right, so good to be here. I am going to be introducing Aishling in just a moment, but first, because we were just talking and because this was something that was on my mind yesterday when I was presenting at the She Breathes studio about the power of the inbox and where can you collect your email addresses. People are like, I don't even have a list. I don't know where my list is. So your list is in your email box. Go through and see your contacts or emails that you've received. Your emails can live from a networking group that maybe they'll offer to give you the download of the membership if you can, or go through the membership list on site if you do. How you use them is a whole topic for another day because you don't want to spam. But I think it's important to kind of at least know where your contacts are. And here's the tip that I was talking to Aishling about this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and it's how to download. I want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen. How to download your contacts in LinkedIn. And then clearly you're not going to put all of them into your email list or your database, but it's a great place to find information. So you're going to go up here to the Me and the top of your LinkedIn homepage. You're going to go down to Settings and Privacy. And now at the top of this page, I'm already on Privacy. If you weren't there, you'll want to go over here to Privacy. Then you go over here. They don't make it easy, you guys, but here's how it is. Then you want to go over here to how LinkedIn uses your data. And you want to go to download your data. Over here to change. You want to pick and choose. You want to pick your connections. And I'm not going to do it because I've just done it recently, but then you can go ahead and request your archive. It takes a little while, but it's super valuable. And then you'll have your database, and another time we can talk about how to use all of those email addresses. So I hope that was helpful. I have to stop my share, come back to Aishling, who's so ready to go. We have been talking, we were going to talk for 10 minutes before this interview, and we ended up talking for an hour because it was so good. Our missions are so aligned, and I can't wait to introduce you to Aishling. Aishling Mooney is committed to talking about wealth and money so that spiritual entrepreneurs begin to really accept wealth in their lives and in their spiritual businesses. She has this core belief that if you focus on self-love and healing for yourself and within your own journey, that you're going to become an effortless magnet for a rich and wealthy life. You're going to need the coaching and the systems and the marketing and everything else that helps you to grow a business, but it's so important to get clear on your core message and life purpose so that you know what you're here to do. Aishling knows that when spiritual people become wealthy, after they take care of themselves and their families, then their wealth will naturally overflow into their communities and the planet to make this world a better place for all of us. Aishling says it's time for light workers to stand up and take their place among the world's rich and wealthy. And I could jump up and down. I love this so much. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Tell me more about,
what does this all mean? What are you doing? What is this journey you're on?
Yeah, I think we were having a conversation. Thank you, Susan. Thanks for that lovely introduction. And hello, everybody. I'm Aishling. I'm Irish, but I'm living in Italy at the moment. And I am a spiritual entrepreneur. And I work with spiritual entrepreneurs, or light workers, as I call them, from where I come from. And I help them to create a spiritual business that's sustainable, that's fulfilling, and profitable.
Mm-hmm. Amen.
And it's the key that we miss, and I missed it for a long time. We were discussing this, Susan, that I missed this. I was 10 years with a wall of certificates and qualifications in all different types of therapies and yoga and nutrition and healing, every different type of healing modality, massage, everything. But after 10 years, there was still no money. There was still no money. It's like, I couldn't, like, there was no question that I was an expert with my gifts. Like, as you've said yourself, Susan, and many light workers out there and many spiritual entrepreneurs, there's no question that we're an expert, but it's about really learning the marketing. I had no clue about marketing. I had no clue about business. I didn't, all I thought was I needed a business card and a poster to stick up in a local shop. And all I needed to do was get one client paying me €50, $50 in your currency. And I was delighted that I could work with one person for 50 quid. Or if I got a group and they paid me like $50, crazy, a group of people. But I was so happy with that. But after about 10 years of that, I realized it just wasn't going anywhere. The only way it went was exhaustion and burnout. So I ended up in the doctors looking for a pill or some solution to why my hair was falling out, and I was exhausted all of the time. Yeah. And the doctor looked at me and just said, it's burnout. The only thing you can do is rest. You need to take a step back from everything and just rest. And that was probably, that was my moment of, okay, after I cried and stamped my feet a while and
yep.
It was my moment of, okay, I get it. Something has to change. So it's not working this way. I've been like I realized I had been pretending to be in business for 10 years, but really I had a hobby. I was doing something that I loved, and I was getting paid to really pay for more training or for more qualifications, you know?
Yes.
It wasn't a business. It wasn't profitable at all. So it was at that point I thought, okay, I need to learn about business. And that was where I found my first coach. You know, I did the hundreds of hours of free training that we can all do when we start out. It's so much beautiful free content out there to get you started. But for me, it was that first investment in a coach and in a program and getting to be in a mastermind of people that had similar struggles, but were building actual businesses. And so that's where I started, and that was maybe 6-7 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that was the when I turned around my spiritual business. I started creating programs, online packages, which we've been speaking about because your baby is digital marketing. Creating online packages, and then working with different levels of working with clients at different levels, so right up to VIP level, and then built my business, built a proper business that was profitable. And I realized that I wasn't on my own, that there were many, many light workers, a lot of them my friends, a lot of them the people that I had trained with. You were saying you've been doing yoga for 20 years, so you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
That need this information. And I did it the hard way. I learned with some hardcore coaches, marketing experts and business owners. And it took me a while to navigate and to realize that it's different for people for spiritual entrepreneurs. It is different for us. We need a different language. We're not we don't like sales. Well, not many people do, but we don't want. We're not really interested in the profit. We want to make some money, but it's not our main goal. Yeah. We want to deliver our services with integrity, with honesty. We don't want to. We don't really want to sell. So there was a whole, and it's also the energy around, like it could be the practicalities of, as I was saying to you, a PayPal okay, my PayPal button is not, I've no clients, and I can go on, I can have a look, and I can see that the PayPal button isn't working.
Yes.
And it might look like a practical thing. Okay, the PayPal button isn't working, get it fixed. And it can end up with this whole conversation with a client. And it's really the energetic stuff that's behind it is visibility, is fear of being visible.
Yes.
And it can be going back to our roots as spiritual teachers and healers. Maybe you were burned at the stake 20 times in 20 lifetimes. You know, healers have generations of history of being tortured and murdered just for being a healer, just for sharing their healing gifts with the world. So of course, if you haven't healed that stuff, when you go to do your first live stream, or you go to ask for money, or you go to create your first online program, it can be terrifying. And it can be like, I want this program, I want to deliver this program, and then it can be the Facebook goes down, or you get a virus on your computer, or the PayPal button doesn't work, and you can't get into your PayPal account. Some clients have done that. I can't get into my account. I'm
Right.
like,
Right. So it's so interesting that you're saying that it's the energy around that. I recently just finished, I put out a survey a few weeks ago asking for spiritual entrepreneurs to fill out, I was doing some research for a program I'm putting together, fill out this form and about digital marketing in the work. And one of the most popular challenges that people are having with their social media or with their digital marketing is, number one, they don't want to appear selly. They don't want to appear pushy or selly or full of themselves. And number two, they don't want to bother people like in their inbox by sending too many emails. And I thought that was fascinating.
yeah. I said this, a client messaged me today. We were in a one-to-one session. It's a VIP accelerator it's an 8-week intensive package. And it was her first one. And I said to her, just message me in between when you're having a wobble or when you have a celebration, and we can just keep this energy vortex on, you know, really get you through your goals. And she texted me and she said, oh my God, 5 people are interested in coming to a group program that she's putting together. This is a live one. And I said, and she said she spoke to one on the phone. So I said, okay, the next conversation that you have, it's your duty to share the other opportunities that you have available.
Yes.
So from the very beginning, the first phone call, the first Facebook Live, the first post that you put on Facebook or on your Instagram or whatever it is, it's about being clear that you are offering opportunities. So it can be done very effortlessly. It can be done beautifully. It can be as simple as, that's great. I'm delighted that you're going to come along. I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to connect and walk this journey with you. And you know that this is scratching the surface. There are deeper ways to work with me. So we can talk about that as we go. How does that sound? That's a gift. Isn't that a gift?
It's a gift, yes, because you need to be there. They need to be able to find you, right? People are looking for you, as Fabienne says, right? Like people are waking up at 3:00 in the morning and looking for somebody to solve their problems. And you could be that person that's going to solve their problem. And if they can't find you, if you're not readily available where they're looking, you've done that person a disservice. So I love that you're activating spiritual entrepreneurs, light workers, to make this difference in the world. Because as I mentioned, my big, hairy, audacious goal that I took that survey for was to, a similar message, right? We've got to let light workers know that they have to help more people because there's a big love tide coming. Like we've got to create this big love bubble that takes over and pushes out a lot of the not so great stuff that's going on in the world. Tell me more about what it looks like when people are joining your groups or work with you one-on-one or go to the academy that you've started. What does that look like for them?
So people can join at any level. They can come in at a complete beginner's level, and they can sign up to any. There's about 3 or 4 free programs that they can sign up and get started with. So they can literally sign up at the beginner's level and be in the academy and start working. So because I was there, you were there when we were, you know, I consumed hundreds of hours of free content before I was ready to take that step.
Yes.
So it's there. So the best starting point, if your audience is spiritual entrepreneurs and they want to build their business, would be the Abundance Masterclass. So I've given you a bit.ly link for that. You can throw that in, because I don't know what it is off the top of my head.
Yep, I'll put it in the notes.
bit.ly Abundance 444, I think, but I don't know how to say the bit.ly. There's a dot in there somewhere. But anyway, that would be a great starting point. That is, I have a habit of over delivery, and with the over delivery, I found came a little bit of overwhelm. So this last masterclass I created was, if I could only give 3 things, that small things that people could do that would have the biggest impact in their business, what would that be?
Yeah.
So I have 3 parts of a masterclass, and that is about bringing in consistent clients and consistent income in your business. And I give 1 script that my clients have used to literally raise their prices and bring in new clients overnight. And there's a whole piece around what we do as spiritual entrepreneurs. We sell our tools. When we train in yoga, we teach yoga. That's all that we think we're teaching. Or Reiki. You know, a Reiki certificate, you have that on your wall. I'm now a Reiki healer. But I call this, that's your tool. That's one of your tools, one of your many tools. So it's about getting really clear on the transformation that you provide. So it's picking your most amazing client, going really deep into what you did with that client. What was the sessions that you took, and how was that client in the beginning before they came, and how were they at the end? What was the difference? What was the transformation?
Yeah.
And it's about finding a very simple one-liner that describes that transformation, and that is what you sell. So instead of I'm a Reiki healer, it can be I'm here to help women move through childhood trauma into a life of peace and love.
Right.
That's
perfect.
But you use Reiki, and you might use Aurosoma, and you might use meditation, and you might use a group work, or you might be online, or it might be one-to-one, or it might be VIP, so they're all the details and the tools. So that masterclass, really the golden nugget is about getting clear on your transformation. And I bring you through with a worksheet and the video how to do that. And the other piece is script. And then the other piece is, you know, in traditional marketing, it's called your elevator pitch, your elevator speech, just how you introduce yourself. So we take your transformation and we really get absolutely clear so that you can, you have something that you know what you do. So when you meet somebody at the bus stop or in a networking meeting or online or in a group, you know what you do and it's clear. So yeah, so that's it. So they start off with this. That's the free. They can start off there.
Wow,
and
all of what you just said was the free part? What? I'm signing up. That's amazing.
Yeah, I told you I over deliver, and that's condensing.
Wow.
That's condensing so much. So we start there, and then if they're ready, they can move into a next level, the Abundant Heart stage, Abundant Heart program, and that's about creating your first online package, building your community, getting real clarity on what that package is, on who you are, looking at your whole life journey, to really find the golden nuggets and the milestones in there. So like just presuming that your life is your training ground for who you're here to serve.
Yes.
So they can move into that, and then when they've got their first program up on, and they can use that program to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. They can create multiple packages right up to VIP level just with that system. And then they're ready to jump into, okay, I actually have some money coming in here. I'm making a bit of profit. So maybe I'm going to take this seriously and actually commit to having a business. And then it's, right, I really need to learn the basics of marketing. I need to learn about finances, like managing wisely the money that I receive. You know, 1 year, I remember 1 year when I made 53,000. I was like, woo, I made 53,000. And then I was like, I spent 56.
Yes. Yes.
So I was like, okay, that can't happen. So it's about, so I went and got a money coach. But it's about taking wise care of the finances that come. So that's a part of it. So there's money, there's the marketing, there's getting clear on your message, and there's just all the business foundations, like your omnipresent marketing plan, setting up an annual strategy, setting up your email, not just the Nurture series, which I don't go into. I know you do.
Yes.
We're going to hopefully collaborate on that.
Yes.
But more that, like, create your full year-long marketing. What blogs are you going to put out there? What emails are you putting out there? And what your offers every single month? What's your one offer that month?
Yes.
So there's a bit for everyone, wherever their budget is, and wherever they are right now.
It sounds like what you're offering is what so many people who are just getting started know deep in their heart that they need, but they haven't said it out loud. Systems. Like, you're setting up systems. You're taking them by the hand and saying, what's your schedule look like? What are you doing in the next year? How are you being accountable for what it is that you're doing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's like a simple mindset piece is, you might have a VIP program that's opening in 3 months, and that VIP program could pay your bills for the year if you get 10 people enrolled in that.
Yes.
So I say to my clients, everything you're doing in that 3 months before that, you're selling your VIP.
Yes.
You're sharing this opportunity. So everything, even though you might share smaller offers in the first month, in the second month, in the third month, but really, and I only ever recommend one offer at a time each month, but that really you're always leading people in to the big offer.
And it's because, and to circle back to where we started, it's not necessarily because you want to sell this or create more, which is fabulous. And there's that whole thing that you talk about, the spiritual side of having wealth and caring for yourself. But it's also because you know the programs that you have are truly going to make a difference. The programs you sell make a difference to spiritual entrepreneurs. The spiritual entrepreneurs that take your courses and then sell their courses are helping others. And if they're not, if they're struggling and their energy is dying because of having to work too hard and not having a system and having somebody hold them accountable to the system, that is counterintuitive to it all.
We talked about our why. Who was our why? Who was our person? And it's like, for me, it's me in the doctors, where at that stage I could have thrown in the towel and said, I'm going to just work at McDonald's.
Yes.
Get paid better and regularly, and I can spend the evenings with my kids instead of teaching classes.
Yes.
So it's like I had a moment where I could have given it all up, and there are people like something like crazy, like 70 or 80% of businesses go out of business within 2 years after they set up. So it takes guts and determination to keep your business going, to keep in the game, but you've got to open up to to embracing systems, to getting yourself that accountability, to getting yourself a coach, so that you can shine. When you get clear on your transformation, when you go through your money stuff and start to allow yourself to receive fairly for your gifts, so that you're looked after, so that you can have a massage, so that you can get your hair done if that's what you want, so that you can eat the foods that you want, you can afford to pay for them, or you can send your kids to ballet classes if that's what you want. Whatever it is that makes you happy, when you have enough money to pay for all that, it comes from that place of, we spoke about this, Lisa Nichols said, I only heard it this week and I thought it was wonderful. Don't give from your cup, give from the overflow, give from your saucer. Your cup, right. You never give from your cup. And I was giving from the bottom of my cup to everybody else. And it's taken me 6 years, and I'm not perfect. Some days that cup gets low.
Yeah, yes.
You know, like all of us, some days that cup gets low, and it's about, okay, take a step back. Where am I not giving back to me? What do I need to do right now? And it can be just, I need to take a step back from business and walk outside or whatever. Yeah. But it's about coming from that place of fill your cup first, get support. If you were to ask me what was my number one secret for success, it is that I got support. Mm-hmm. It might look like a coach, it might look like an accountability buddy, it might look like joining a program or getting a package or doing some training. But ultimately, you can tie that all under the banner of support, proper support.
That's so good. And in particular, because the people that seem to be in my communities are solopreneurs for the most part, and they're trying to do everything. And they got into the business that they did because they had a passion for something, or they found out that they were really good about it with something. And then what happens is they're like, all right, I'm going to start a business because I love fill in the blank. And they continue to try to sell what it is that they do, fill in the blank. But what they really have to do is realize I'm a business owner.
Yes.
As you were saying, right? I'm a business owner who happens to have these tools as you described them. I'm a business owner who happens to run yoga classes or practice Reiki or Qigong or whatever it is. And if I'm a business owner, and if I'm offering something and it's my duty, because we just talked about it, it's my duty to get out there and show people what I'm doing, then I'll do it with a system. I'm going to do it with help because I'm all alone here and nobody can do anything by themselves. And I'm going to make the change that I want to in the world. So I honor you for the work you're doing. And I just hope that everybody gets your message and takes all your freebies and then gets all the support that they need to do what they need to do.
Yeah, brilliant.
So I'm looking here. I will put your link in the episode notes of how to find you and sign up for your freebies and sign up for your programs. Is there anything else people should know about, like if they're coming into your world, what they should expect?
You know, when we had our conversation, Susan, you ended with something about, and I have a similar thing, so I'm going to say it now, something about there's this wave of love. There's this, and that's what I feel. It's a tsunami. It's a revolution.
Yes.
We need to stand up. We need to stand up and get paid for our gifts. If I was a computer expert or an accountant or any of these other professions that I did as much training for, you know, you'd be getting well paid after 10 years or 7 years. So it's about accepting that it's your time, that it's time for you to receive the wealth and join in that tsunami of wealthy light workers that are rising right now. I really, really feel it.
Beautiful. Thank you
so much. This was amazing. Beautiful conversation.
Put all of that in the notes. I'm going to shut off the recording so that I can give you a proper goodbye for now. And thank you so much for spending the time with me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thanks, Susan. Thank you. Bye, everybody.